So I'm now going to show you a couple of really neat tricks. So doing a hem on 1.25 inch hem allowance is reasonably easy, but when you've got to do a much finer hem, so if you're doing a hem around a facing, or if you're doing a placket or something along those lines that require tiny little hemlines, it's much harder. And then when you add in a curve as well, it's almost impossible. So if you've got a curve, your fabric's going to be fighting you because it's on the bias, which means that it's a bit more springy, and it makes pressing a hem that is quite small incredibly difficult. So instead of fighting our way with the iron, what we're going to do is we're going to use a basting stitch or a stay stitch to stitch at the hem allowance. So we're going to imagine that this hem allowance is 7mm. Okay, so it's not too bad, but it's still quite small, and it's a single folded hem, so we're not going to fold it twice. So we're going to run a stay stitch around this hemline, and a stay stitch, basting stitch and a gathering stitch, they're all exactly the same settings on your sewing machine. They're the longest stitch length you can get on a running stitch. So in my instance, I've got one that goes to 5mm. So I'm going to run that around now. Right, so this has now been stitched, and I didn't do a reverse stitch at the beginning and the end because I need to pull this out in a minute. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this stitching line to almost press against, almost like an anchor for my fabric, a bit of a stability for my fabric, and I can press this now super quickly. It just goes in exactly the right position. So if I go and press that bit around here, I should show you a beautifully curved finished result. So there we go. In no time at all, I was able to press that hemline under, and now I can stitch it at a normal stitch length all the way around to keep that in position. Right, so that is now hemmed and sitting beautifully. And what I can do is I can take out these basting stitches now, which is one of my favourite things to do. And no one will know that there was ever stitches in place to help you with that beautiful hem.